I would have laughed you off the porch in 2003 if you told me a Birmingham, Alabama kid with a church choir-sized voice would be here. It's weird how life sneaks up on you. You go from singing gospel with your mom in the pews to standing on a stage with millions watching, grasping a dream you didn't know you had until it was yours. For me, American Idol was a whirlwind, revelation, and spotlight baptism. I realize in 2025 that it was more than a moment. It started a legacy I'm still developing note after deep note. I recall the audition like yesterday. Me, 300 pounds of nervousness and optimism, entering that room with Simon, Randy, and Paula. Because Luther Vandross is big, I chose A House Is Not a Home. After closing my eyes and letting the tune carry me, Paula was crying. Randy was nodding like he'd struck gold, and even Simon, Mr. I'm not impressed, smiled. I was called the Velvet Teddy Bear that day, which stuck like honey. I didn't realize it at the time, but that stitch started a 20-year tapestry. The Idol ride was insane. I sang church origins, R&B soul, and a little of everything I'd learned from Birmingham's streets and my house's albums week after week. Flying Without Wings became my anthem, crafted for every underdog who dreamed. I didn't just win a competition when I beat Clay Aiken by 134,000 votes out of millions. I got to share my narrative via song, carrying the torch of my R&B idols, Donny Hathaway, Stevie Wonder, Luther. They and I shared that crown. The crown's heavy, though. After Idol, the world watched to see if I would sparkle or fade. The day my debut album, Soulful, went platinum in late 2003 will always be memorable. After Sorry 2004 reached the charts, I heard my voice on the radio and saw my face on MTV. The experience was surreal, like entering another's life. But it wasn't all flashy. I had to learn fast in a beastly industry. Critics tried to label me an idol kid, not an artist. I fought for my sound and soul. Ruben's warmth, roughness, and affection for every note wouldn't be taken away. The following years, roller coaster. The Return and I Need an Angel helped me explore gospel and R&B. I sought truth, not trends. Every song represented me, my faith, heartbreaks, and achievements. I met childhood heroes Fred Hammond and Stevie Wonder. The tours, standing on stages from LA to London, feeling the crowd sway with me and amplifying my voice. I realized this wasn't a job then. A call. My offstage life shaped me. Fatherhood, divorce, and marriage influenced the music. People assumed losing over 100 pounds would change my sound like silk would fade. But the voice? Every mile I've walked has made it richer. In 2018, I released Ruben Sings Luther, a tribute to Vandross, who encouraged me to sing like every note could heal. Covering his hits was a way for me to prove I could continue his legacy. I'm 46 in 2025, and the trip continues. In Idol, I see a child unaware of his power. I see my Grammy nominations, collaborations, and fans who still shout Velvet when I perform. But I also imagine the quiet nights in the studio, just me and a mic chasing a homey melody. I'm still standing for soul, even though trap beats and autotune have taken over R&B timelessness. Not nostalgia, is the point. I ponder about legacy often. I'm leaving what? An emotion, not simply awards or charts. I want my music to make people feel seen and cherished. I want the Birmingham youngster, or any kid, to know that a loud voice and love can lead you places you never thought possible. Life has been a blessing, from a church pew to a worldwide stage, from a reality program to a true story. I'm not done. I sometimes wonder what Luther would say if he could hear me. Or Donny. Or my mother, gazing from above. I imagine them smiling, nodding, and humming. I think they'd realize I've preserved my faith in God and music. I've spoken R&B for 20 years. It's my soul's language. It's been a wild road from American Idol to today, and I'm still stinging, dreaming, and that velvet teddy bear with a narrative. I reflect on it all on March 23, 2025. The spotlight is dimming, but the fire continues. I have more songs, stages, and love to give. The voyage has been a melody, sometimes smooth, sometimes rough, always mine. As long as I have breath, I'll sing it soulfully.